Good morning to all. Welcome to the class. Myself, Murali D, contract lecturer in mechanical engineering. I am from GMR Polytechnic, Utnoor. Okay, today we are going to discuss the chapter is water turbines, which is from fluid mechanics and hydraulic machinery. This these topics are very useful for diploma second year students for fourth semester. The subject code is 18M 404C. Okay, on completion of this period, you would able to calculate work done and power expression for Felton wheel. Draw velocity triangle for Felton wheel. Design of Felton wheel. In previous class, we studied layout of hydroelectric power station, classification of turbine, construction and working of Felton wheel. Now, these are the salient features of Felton wheel. Felton wheel is tangential flow impulse turbine. The capacity of the Felton wheel is 110 megawatt power. Number of jets used in Felton wheel is 1 to 6. Head 100 to 1750 meter. It is high head turbine. The specific speed of the impulse turbine is 75 to 1000 rpm. The efficiency of the impulse turbine is about 85% to 90%. These are the salient features of Felton wheel. Okay, now bucket shape of Felton wheel. The bucket observed in the figure, it is double hemispherical shape. The double hemispherical shape is divided by a line. The line is known as splitter, and here it is connected to the runner. Double hemispherical shape is to receive the force from the jet of water which is impinges from the nozzle. Okay, observe this diagram. A force on a turbine blade. How the force act on the turbine blade? Observe this diagram, figure number 2. Jet strikes the blade of Felton wheel. Here it is. The water with high velocity. The water with high velocity is coming from the jet with the velocity v, which is impinges on the bucket. Okay, this is which is extracted the force Fx, and it is when it is impinges on the force, it is divided into two directions. Here it is makes an angle theta, and here it is makes an angle theta. Okay, v is the incoming velocity, and we know that the rho is the fluid density. A is the cross sectional area of the jet. Now velocity triangles. Observe this figure number 3. Here it is, you will observe the velocity triangles of the impulse turbine. Now we will observe the velocity triangle derivation. Okay,
velocity triangle, its animation. So in a Pelton wheel turbine, we already know that is a double hemispherical bucket is used. So first we require to throw the double hemispherical buckets. On this bucket, the water jet is strike in a tangential direction. That means it is come into this horizontal direction. So this part of the bucket is known as the split edge. If you don't know the basic component of a Pelton wheel turbine, then you go to the playlist and also on the description for watch that video. So here first I throw this pipe at the nozzles. From the nozzles, water with velocity v is come and it strike to the bucket, and on the bucket it is strike on the splitter, and after the striking jet is moving from this both the spherical bucket and water is outlet from these parts. So the water coming with the velocity.
Here the water is coming from A to C and it is strikes the splitter and split into at outlet triangle. A to C is the velocity of the jet. Uh, and here it is, observe that here it is one more is there with blue line. A to B is the velocity of the blade, which is velocity of the blade is u1, and the remaining B to C is the relative velocity. Relative velocity is VR1. VR1. Relative velocity VR1 is equal V1 minus U. The relative velocity is VR1 is equal V1 minus U1, and this total is known as the total from A to C is known as whirl velocity, because of the blade is moving as well as the jet is moving from A to C, so it is known as whirl velocity, and which is strikes the splitter and split into this direction. So this is the direction, and here it is the angle of deflection. Angle of deflection is pi. After striking the splitter, it is the jet is moving in this direction is V2, and here it is again two components, that is one is the horizontal and one is the vertical. We know that one is the horizontal is VW2 and vertical is VF2. VW2 is the whirl velocity at outlet and VF2 is the flow velocity at outlet. And here it is angle of deflection is, it is extended that it is the relative velocity at outlet, and join this you will get one more triangle. It is making an angle is pi. Here it is the relative velocity, means the velocity of the jet is u2 at outlet. So this is the construction of velocity triangle.
Is thrown here, and this vertical part of the.
Okay, these are the velocity triangle for impulse turbine. You let's know, we know that
When it comes to your child,
V1 is the velocity of the jet at inlet, U1 is the velocity of the blade at inlet, VR1 is the relative velocity at inlet, and at outlet from outlet triangle the relative velocity at inlet is equal VR1 is equal V1 minus U1. From the outlet triangle, V2 is the velocity of the jet at outlet, VW2 is the whirl velocity at outlet, Vf2 is the flow velocity at outlet, and Vr2 is the relative velocity at outlet, and U2 is the velocity of the jet at outlet. These are the velocity triangles. Now expression for work done, power and efficiency. Let H is the net head acting on the Fulton wheel, that is equal capital H is equal Hg minus Hf, where capital Hg is the gross head or net head and Hf is the loss of head due to friction. We know that the loss of head due to friction may be calculated by using Hf is equal 4FLV square by 2GD, where the D is the diameter of the penstock and U is the blade speed, that is equal mean velocity of the wheel, that is equal U is equal pi d n by 60 meter per second. Here D is the diameter of the wheel in meter, n is speed of the wheel in rpm. Here in some cases the blade velocity is equal for the at inlet and at exit, so that is equal u1 is equal to u2 is equal to u, so that is equal pi d n by 60. These are blade velocity of the jet at inlet and exit, blade velocity of the for blade velocity for inlet and exit is equal, so that u is equal to pi d n by 60 meter per second.
So angle of the nozzle is 0 and beta 1 is equal to Vw2, because V1 is equal to Vw1, relative velocity is V1 minus U1 and U1 is equal to U. So instead of U1 we write the U. So this is the equation from this inlet velocity part. Now U and V both are in same directions. For a smooth surface of the bucket, if you assume in an example the bucket is too smooth, at that time for that you need to find out VR2. At that time we use the equation VR2 is equal to K VR1. Means due to friction some velocity is lost and the K is equal to blade friction coefficient. In example VR2 is equal to 1, means there is a number of bucket is there in which
Here the Fulton wheel or any other turbine is series of vanes or buckets in which whole mass of water coming from the nozzle strikes the buckets. Hence mass flow rate is in term of V1 instead of VR1. So we will written as mass flow rate is equal to rho a V1. Force exerted by the jet of water on the bucket in the direction of motion of the blade.
the equation of force we already find out in the case of
Here it is, we already find the force exerted by the jet of water on the fixed blade. So that is f of x is equal to rho A V1 into VW1 plus or minus VW2. So this is the force exerted by the jet on a moving curved blade, right? So now here it is, V1 is the absolute velocity of water in an inlet, Cv is the coefficient of velocity, V2 is the absolute velocity of water at outlet, Vr1 is the velocity at inlet, already we discussed it. Velocity is equal V1 minus U, because of the blade velocity is same for inlet and outlet, so that's why we written as V1 minus U. So this is Vr1 is equal. So since fluid enters horizontally, V1 is equal V1. Observe the velocity triangle. Here it is. When the jet impinges horizontally with velocity V1, the whirl velocity is same. V1 is equal V is same. And for inlet, alpha is equal 0 degrees and theta is equals also 0 degrees inlet blade angle. Vw1 is the whirl velocity meter per second. Here is the horizontal component of V1. From outlet triangle, V2 is absolute velocity at outlet, Vw2 is the whirl velocity. So here it is, whirl velocity at outlet is equal to V1 minus U cos pi minus U. This is the whirl velocity at outlet, and Vf2 is the flow velocity meter per second, that is equal to vertical component. This is the vertical component of V2, and relative velocity at outlet. If flow is frictionless on the blade, the relative velocity is same for smooth blade. If there is the jet the flow is frictionless, so Vr is equal to Vr1 is equal to Vr2 for smooth blade if the loss of friction is 0. So the work done for unit weight per second is equal to tangential force on the bucket into blade velocity. We know that is equal tangential force on bucket is equal to mass of water into rate of change of velocity in horizontal direction into velocity, that is equal to m into mass flow rate into Vw1 plus or minus Vw2 into U. Here it is positive when Vw1 acts in opposite direction to Vw2 and negative when Vw1 acts in the same direction to Vw2. So work done for second is equal to m into Vw1 plus Vw2 into U. Here Vw1 is equal V1, so Vw2 is equal V1 minus U into cos pi minus U. Work done for second is equal to mass flow rate into V1 plus V1 in minus U into cos pi minus U into U. So that is equal, observe in this equation, that is equal mass flow rate into V1 minus U into 1 plus cos pi into U, kilonewton meter per second. So work done for second is equal power developed, that is equal P. Power developed by the jet P is equal to m into V1 minus U into 1 plus cos pi into u in kilowatt, where m is equal wq by g. We know that q is equal AV1 meter cube per second. Where A is the cross sectional area of the jet. We know that area is equal pi d square by 4. Now we will derive the hydraulic efficiency. Hydraulic efficiency is defined as power developed by the runner or energy supplied per second to the turbine. Hydraulic efficiency is defined as the ratio of power developed by the runner to the energy supplied per second to the turbine. So that is equal energy supplied per second is equal to half mv1 square. So we know that m is equal wq by g. So that is equal to half wq by g into v1 square. So hydraulic efficiency is equal to energy power developed by the runner. Already we derived this equation, power developed by the runner, m into v1 minus u into 1 plus cos pi into u by half mv1 square. So from this equation we will get 2u into v1 minus u into 1 plus cos pi by v1 square. So here it is the condition for maximum efficiency. It is equating blade velocity is equal 0. The efficiency is equating to 0. U is equal v1 by 2. For maximum efficiency, the blade velocity u is equal to half the jet velocity. Maximum efficiency is equal to 1 plus cos pi by 2. There are different types of efficiency are there. There are 3 types. First one is the hydraulic efficiency, second one is the mechanical efficiency, and third one is the overall efficiency. Observe these arrow marks figures. Here it is. PS is the power supplied to the turbine or water power. PT is the power developed by the turbine or brake power. P0 is the shaft power or power at the shaft of the turbine. Observe the power supplied to the turbine. Here it is, hydraulic losses are there. From the turbine to the shaft there are mechanical losses are there. Okay. Now hydraulic efficiency. First we will discuss about the hydraulic efficiency. Hydraulic efficiency is defined as the power developed by the turbine to the power supplied to the turbine. We know the power developed by the turbine is equal to mvw1 plus vw2 into u by power supplied is half mv1 square. So that is equal 2u into vw1 plus vw2 by v1 square. Next, mechanical efficiency. Mechanical efficiency is defined as the ratio of shaft power to the power developed by the turbine. So that is equal mechanical efficiency is equal shaft power by power developed by the turbine. Next, overall efficiency. Overall efficiency is defined as the ratio of shaft power to the power supplied to the turbine. Overall efficiency is also written as hydraulic efficiency into mechanical efficiency. Now we will design of the Fulton wheel. We discussed the design of Fulton wheel. There are some salient points are there. Speed ratio u by v1 is equal to velocity of the blade by velocity of the jet is equal 0.46. Jet ratio m is equal capital D by small d, where capital D is the diameter of the wheel, small d is the diameter of the jet. Depth of bucket is equal 1.2 into diameter of jet. Width of bucket is equal 5 into diameter of the jet. Number of buckets n is equal jet ratio by 2 plus 15, that is equal capital D by 2D plus 15, or n is equal 360 degrees by theta. Here theta is equal cos inverse r plus 0.5d by r plus 0.6d. Here where capital R is mean radius of the wheel. Number of buckets is equal total discharge by discharge for single jet. Discharge is equal, we know that discharge is equal Q is equal A V1, where A is the cross section area of the jet meter square, V1 is the velocity of the jet meter per second. These are the design of the Fulton wheel. Okay, now we will solve some problems on Fulton wheel. Okay, first problem is a Fulton wheel is supplied with 180 liter per second of water under a head of 300 meter. The mean peripheral velocity of the bucket is 20 meter per second. If the outlet tip angle of the bucket is 160, find out the power developed and efficiency. Right? So first we have to write the given data here. A Fulton wheel is supplied with 180 liter per second. So discharge he given, I am writing here, it is given data. Discharge Q is equal to 180 liter per So first we will write the given data. Q is equal 180 liter per second. Given data, discharge Q is equal 180 liter per second, and water under a head capital H is equal 300 meter. The mean peripheral velocity of the bucket is 20 meter per second. So mean peripheral velocity of the bucket means U, that is equal 20 meter per second. If the outlet tip angle of the bucket is, that means outlet tip angle pi is equal 160 degrees, that means 180 minus 160, so that is equal, we will get 20 degrees. So he asked us to find out the power developed and efficiency. We know the power developed equation, P is equal M into VW1 plus VW2 into U. This is the power developed equation. So we have given here, it is, we know that the mass flow rate, first we have to calculate the mass flow rate, VW1, VW2, and he given only U. So now let us see how to solve this problem, how to calculate the power developed by the given data. Okay, observe here the velocity triangle. Inlet jet velocity V1 is equal to under root 2gh. Inlet jet velocity V1 is equal to under root 2gh. So from we know the h value, So from this equation we will get V1. V1 is equal to under root 2 into 9.81 into 300. Calculate it, you will get V1 value. If we calculate it, we will get V1 is equal to 76.7 meter per second. From inlet triangle, we know that VR1 is equal to V1 minus U. So here it is. We know the V1 value, that is equal to 76.7, and he given the velocity of the bucket, that is equal to 20. If you calculate it, you will get VR1 value. VR1 is equal to 56.7 meter per second. Here, if there is no friction on the blades, VR1 is equal to VR2. So that is equal to VR if there is no friction losses. Right? From outlet triangle, cos pi is equal to VW2 plus U by VR2 by VR2. Okay, substitute all the values, you will get, that is equal, you will get 33.28. You will get here VW2. We have here cos pi is equal, we have to calculate here VW2 plus U is 20 plus 20 by VR2 is equal to 56.7. So first here it is, we have to calculate VW2. VW2 is equal to cos 20 into 56.7 minus 20. You will get here VW2 is equal to 33.28 meter per second. Okay, now we have all the values. We know the VW1 value and VW2 value and velocity of the bucket and velocity of the vane also we have. So we know the power equation, power developed. P is equal M into VW1 plus VW2 into U. Right? Where M is equal to WQ by G. Okay, this is the where M is equal WQ by G. So P is equal to Q into VW1 plus VW2 into U. Substitute all the values in this equation, you will get the power value. we know the VW1 value and VW2 value. VW1 is the 76.7 and VW2 is the 33.28. So that is equal, Q is equal 180 liters per second into VW1 is equal 56 point VW1 is equal 76.7 and VW2 is 33.28 33.28. 76.7 plus 33.28 into velocity of the blade, that is equal velocity of the blade is equal u is equal 20 meter per second. If you calculate it, you will get the power value. So here it is, power value is equal 396 kilowatt. So this is the power developed by the Felton wheel by using the given values. Okay, he given in step by step, directly he substitute the direct values and he return the direct value, and I explain thoroughly. I hope all of you understood the problem. And next, second problem is here. The problem is, a Felton wheel operates under a head of 600 meter, out of which 1/3 head is lost in friction in the penstock. Mean diameter of wheel is 3.5 meter and runs at 200 rpm. Find the power developed and hydraulic efficiency. Is nozzle discharge is 100 liter per second. Assume CV as 0.98. Bucket angle at outlet is 15 degrees. Okay, first we have to write the given data. H is equal, grass head, total H is equal 600 meter, and loss of head due to friction, HF is equal Hg by 3. We know this value. Loss of head due to friction, that is equal net head or grass head by 3. So that is equal 600 by 3, that is equal 200. So write the given data here. Three. So net head is equal to H is equal to Hg minus loss of head due to friction. This is equal to 200. So grass head is equal to 600. Loss of head due to friction is 200. So the net head is 400 meter. So he given the mean diameter of the wheel is 3.5 meter. Mean diameter of the wheel is 3.5 meter and runs at 200 rpm. N is the 200 rpm. And discharging at Q is 100 liter per second. Discharging Q is equal to 100 liter per second. Okay, this is the given data of the problem. Okay, he asked us to find out the power developed. We know the power equation. Power is equal P is equal M into VW1 plus VW2 into U. So now let us start the solution of the problem. So this is the velocity triangle for the given problem. So power developed is equal P is equal M into VW1 plus VW2 into U. So we know the mass flow rate. We have to calculate the velocity of the blade and velocity at outlet. So first we have to calculate the velocity of the blade is equal pi d n by 60. Substitute all the values in this equation, you will get the u value. So that is equal pi into 3.5 into 200 by 60. Calculate it, you will get the answer of u, velocity of the blade. U is equal 36.65 meter per second. This is the blade velocity. Okay. From outlet triangle, cos pi is equal U plus VW2 by VW2. From outlet triangle, cos pi is equal U plus VW2 by VW2. Okay, substitute all the values in this equation. If there is no friction losses on the blade, you will get for VW. First, before that, we have to calculate if there is no friction, whirl velocity VR1 is equal VR2 is equal VR. So that is equal, we know that VR1 is equal V1 minus U. V1 is equal CV into under root of 2G H. So that is equal 0.98 under root 2 into 9.81 into 400. Calculate it, you will get the V1 value. V1 is equal 86.8 meter per second. This is the V1 value. So V1 is equal, we know that VR1 is equal V1 minus U. V1 is equal to 86.8 minus U is the 36.5. So VR1 is equal to 50.3 meter per second. From outlet triangle, VR2 cos pi is equal U plus VW2. So that is equal VW2 is equal to VR2 cos pi minus U. Okay, substitute all the values in this equation, you will get VW2. So that is equal, VR1 is equal to 50.3 cos 15 degrees minus 36.65. So that is equal, VW2 is equal 11.94 meter per second. So this is the VW2. We know that mass flow rate M is equal WQ by G, that is equal rho Q. So power developed by the Fulton wheel P is equal M into VW1 plus VW2 into U. So that is equal mass flow rate is equal 0.1 into VW1 is the 86.8 minus plus 11.94 into 36.65. If we calculate it, you will get the power developed by the turbine. P is equal 361.8 kilowatt. Okay, this is the power developed by the turbine. Now we have to calculate the hydraulic efficiency. Hydraulic efficiency is equal power developed by energy supplied per second into 100. Energy supplied per second. So energy supplied is equal of mv square. Energy supplied is equal, so this is equal kinetic energy, that is equal of mv square. So that is equal we will written as of mv square that is equal of WQ V1 square by 2G. Okay, substitute all the values in this equation, you will get 0.1 into 86.8 whole square by WQ by G is the density of the water, so that's why we written as. So hydraulic efficiency is equal power developed is 361.8 by energy supplied is 376.7 into 100. So that is equal to 96%. The hydraulic efficiency of the given problem is 96%. So this is the solution for the given problem. Here it is the summary of this class. In this class we discussed about the salient features of Fulton wheel, derivation of work done, power and efficiency, and design of Fulton wheel, and some problems we solved here. There are frequently asked questions here. Draw the velocities triangles of a Fulton wheel when jet strikes the blade and mark the velocity components and angles. Second one is derive expression for work done, power developed and efficiency of a Fulton wheel. And third one, explain the design procedure for Fulton wheel. This is about the theory questions, and there are some problematic questions are here. First problem is, these are the assignment questions for you. You have to solve it. First one is, a Fulton wheel working under a head of 500 meter produces 13,000 kilowatt at a speed of 430 rpm. If the efficiency of the wheel is 85%, determine discharge of the turbine. Second one, diameter of the wheel. Third one, diameter of the nozzle. Okay, this is the first question for your assignment. And next question is, A Felton wheel has a mean bucket speed of 10 meter per second with a jet of water flowing at the rate of 700 liter per second under a head of 30 meter. The bucket deflects the jet through an angle of 160 degrees. Calculate the power developed and efficiency of the turbine. Assume CV is equal 0.98. Okay, this is the second question for your assignment. Here I hope all of you understood this class. If you have any doubt, please feel free to contact me with this number 970 40 465 77. Okay, I hope all of you understand this class. Okay, if you have any doubt, please feel free to contact on this number. Thank you one and all. I am stop the class here. Thank you.